Up next is a kind of a different television show. It's called Shotgun Slade. The weapon's a little bit different, and the music is quite a bit different than most westerns. So sit back and relax and enjoy this episode of Shotgun Slade, brought to you free by Wild West Toys. You can shop with Wild West Toys online at www.toyguntown.com.
It's on the house. Everything goes tonight, boys. Yes, sirree.
Big Fir was a lumber town, built to strip the virgin forests of the Sierras. I had two reasons for being here, both $100 bills. The letter they'd been wrapped in had not been signed, but the message was clear. Somebody had gotten away with murder. Somebody else didn't want them to. I was supposed to meet that somebody here. My name's Slade, detective for hire. One beer, please.
Number 17, black. Hello, Peaches.
Hiya.
Number 19, red.
Just get in, honey.
That's right, honey.
Want to try your luck?
You promise it'll be good?
I don't promise anything.
Number
I see.
24.
Everybody takes his chances, huh?
Everybody.
Well, that's fair enough. Oh, that's good. Shall we? Well, you're going to have to change this $100 bill for me.
13, black. Man's got to win sometime.
You will, honey. Now, you just keep playing, and I promise you'll win.
I better. You're going to be in trouble.
Stack of 50, please.
Mr. Jones, I have to break this for you. We don't get many $100 notes up here.
Well, where is he? Right here. Something wrong with it? You'd know that better than I would. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 50. Thank you.
Come on, 20, 22, 28, one of you.
20, 22, 28. Those were the numbers in the wire. She must be my contact.
001 of you. Just come on.
16, red. I told you, but you had to be greedy. You had to break me so you'd get a bigger cut off this wheel.
No, honest, I don't have any...
You steered me over here and you talked me into plane when you knew I'd lose. Now go on, tell him. Tell everybody what you've done. Go on.
Oh,
this wheel's crooked and you know it.
Let's go.
What is this? Big mouth.
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
Now you're going to be sorry you...
No, please, oh, oh. I never saw anybody move so fast, but what's your name, mister?
Slade.
Slade. Oh, Rudy, you've been looking for somebody to fill that seat up there, and it looks like Slade here's got the talent for it.
I don't figure he's looking for work.
But you are, aren't you, mister?
Well, that all depends on what the job is. I mean, in a place like this, it could be almost anything. A place like this gets troublemakers. We need somebody who isn't careful how he handles them. And what's in it for me? Room upstairs, food, drink, $300 a month. When do I start? You already have.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Who is it?
Slade.
I was beginning to think you'd refused my invitation.
Well, Mr. Jones was showing me to my room.
The one at the end of the hall overlooking the street?
That's right.
Yeah. The weapon that killed my husband must have come from that window. We can talk back here.
Well, the next time I help get a man a job, I hope he's not as big as you are.
Mr. Slade, this is Henry Timmons. Oh, he's on our side. All the way. We staged that fight so you could get your job.
As soon as we saw your shotgun and your reaction to the numbers, we knew you were the man that Sally had sent for.
Well, this way, you see, you can keep your eye on your boss, Rudy Jones.
I see.
Sit down.
Thanks. So, Now, you think Jones killed your husband, huh?
Sally, there's no proof he's the killer. Sheriff couldn't find any evidence.
Well, what about my room? Who could have gotten in there?
Nobody but the people at the Square Chance.
There's an outside stairway from the hall to the alley.
That door was locked and bolted till the day after the Square Chance was opened.
And whoever did it must have gone upstairs from the Square Chance.
Which only leaves the three of them. Wilson the croupier, Jones, and that Chinese fellow, Willie Singh. Jones hired him to paint up the place, you know, and make it pretty, put in a lot of paintings and such.
Jones had the only real reason to want Claymore dead.
What kind of a reason?
Best kind, money.
Rudy Jones was nothing until he met my husband. Harvey made him rich. With these. Mechanical devices designed to separate the suckers from the money, and Harvey called them his inventions.
You'll find out he was a bigger cheat than Jones.
All right, he's dead. Let's forget it.
I'm sorry. I guess I'm more tired than I thought.
Wait, please don't go. You'll see me tomorrow?
Sure. Taking my sister Grace on a picnic. You didn't forget.
No.
Pick you up about 10. Good night, Slade.
Good night. Looks like your husband believed that a man makes his own luck.
Huh? Oh, yeah. See, this little device, when it's installed in the leg of a roulette table, can make the roulette wheel do little tricks. This one was designed for the Wheel of Fortune. Now, if you play it right, you can make a fortune, providing you own the wheel.
Does Jones still use these gadgets?
Hmm.
I don't get it. I mean, why kill the goose that lays the golden eggs? Your husband was Jones's gold mine.
My husband was soft until he met me 2 years ago. Jones was running over him. I had to threaten to leave him before I had even asked Jones for a cut of the profits. And the day before he was murdered, I sent him in to ask for a larger slice. He came back with 2 $100 bills. Jones said it was a bonus.
That the money you sent me?
Mm-hmm.
You figured that Jones just got tired of paying off your husband, huh?
Sure of it.
What about Timmons? Where does he fit in?
Henry Timmons is a good man, and he's kind to me.
How long have you known him?
Since the first day I went to work at the Square Chance.
You in love with him, Mrs. Claymore?
Just get Jones, Slade. Make him pay for killing my husband.
Oh, don't worry. I will.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Ooh. Where'd you come from?
Next door. I discovered you wandering around the hall. You walked right past me and didn't even notice me. Had me worried.
Did you see anybody else up here?
Sorry. Oh, whoever did it could have found out you're a detective. Your papers, sir.
Well, now that you know, I suppose you'll tell Jones, huh?
Well, that depends.
On what?
Who you're working for.
I'm sorry, I can't tell you that, Peaches. It's a promise.
Promises are what get people into trouble.
I know, that's what I'm beginning to find out.
Well, what can you tell me?
Just that I'm trying to find the murderer of Harvey Claymore. Who do you think killed him?
Wilson, that double-dealing croupier.
And why Wilson?
Well, Jones was ready to make him a partner. Wilson and Jones had been together for several years, and Wilson had done a lot for him. Then Harvey showed up and started pushing Wilson out of the picture.
I've marked every $100 bill that's crossed my desk for years. Recognized it as the one I gave Claymore as soon as he handed it to me.
Well, who did Claymore give it to?
Who do you think? That driving, scheming female. She knows what kind of games I run. What's she trying to do, bringing a detective in here?
Whatever it is, I'd get pleasure out of stopping her.
Tomorrow night, after we close. Pay her a call.
Late the next afternoon, I was on my way back from the local sheriff's office when I saw Timmons, his sister Grace, and Sally returning from their picnic.
See, the mechanism comes down through the table leg and underneath the rug. Now, supposing there are too many chips on that number, all you gotta do is step on the fix.
Like this?
Good. It's working again.
Well, I hope it stays that way.
As soon as you're ready, we'll open up.
All right, we'll try it again.
It wasn't easy to sit in this chair, the sheriff and I, knowing every game was rigged. But I made a deal with the sheriff. He'd wait 24 hours before closing up the place. I had 12 hours left to find the killer.
I see your boyfriend is hitting it pretty good over there.
28, black.
Yeah, I think he's got me just about where I want him. He's about ready to propose. I hope.
Good luck. I hear he's pretty good with an axe. Where'd he learn that?
Number 22.
Here in Big Fir. He used to work in a logging camp until his sister was, well, you know, till she took sick. Then he sold some of his property, and he just spends the rest of his time looking after her.
What's the matter with his sister?
I've been meaning to talk to you about that. Come on over to the house after you close up.
19 red. Number 22, black.
Excuse, please.
That's all for you, mister. Now, look, either move away or buy more chips.
What does your foot operate
I
under the
told
table?
you to move away.
But I am curious.
Look, I'm telling you to move away.
It is my right.
Hey, boss. This guy's calling me a crook.
Slade, let's get this troublemaker out of here.
No sooner said than done. Let's go.
I will go.
Not without our help, you won't.
Out you go, Dragon Lady.
All right, folks, this table's closed. Try your luck at the Wheel of Fortune.
That detective was waiting for evidence. He just had his nose rubbed in it.
Yeah. Could be he's going to tip off the sheriff. Tonight after we close, I'm moving all the fixers out of here.
I could have hit you right in the back if I had so wished, Mr. Slade.
Like Harvey Claremore?
You don't remember me, but perhaps you will remember this.
The sign of the Yip Sing Society. Sacramento, 3 years ago.
It will be desirable to speak in private.
My room's upstairs. End of the hall.
When the business of the night is concluded, I will present myself.
So you think we're allies, huh, Willie?
We are both seeking justice. I, for many of my people, have lost homes, wages, to the men who now operate the Square Chance.
Where did this happen?
In Sacramento. As you know, many of my people live there. They are eager, trusting. Mr. Jones operated a similar gambling hall there. Until this evening, none of us were ever positive we were being cheated.
And now?
I have taken an oath.
To kill him? Willie, supposing I was to tell you that I want one of those men to stand trial for murder.
I would say you were mistaken.
Why?
Immediately after the murder, the sheriff came up here and examined all the rooms, found no one.
Couldn't the criminal have escaped before the sheriff got here?
No, Mr. Slade. I was painting the upper landing. No one went down those stairs. No one came through the hallway.
Maybe the axe was thrown from the building next door.
The sheriff examined the padlock on the building next door. It hadn't been touched for years.
Oh. Let's take a look around here.
Allow me. After all, my people invented these things.
I wish this told me who killed Claremore. But it doesn't. Not yet, anyway.
Surprise, Sal?
What are you doing here?
I came to teach you a lesson about detectives.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Slade, you hired him. Why? Because Jones wouldn't pay you the money that you thought he was supposed to pay your husband?
No, it wasn't
You're
anything.
lying. You...
No, please don't hit me again, please, Wilson. Don't hit me again.
Well, it's up to you, lady. What do I do with him?
Thought you were here to arrest Jones for rigging the roulette. Rudy Jones killed my husband. You or Jones, which one of you? Don't take him away from me. Get him out of my sight. Slade. What I was going to talk to you about, they can wait until the morning.
All right, mister, let's you and I go visit the sheriff. I didn't see Sally the next morning because I was out early asking some questions of the old-timers and doing some checking at the land title office. It was just noon when I rode out to Henry Timmons' ranch. Timmons? Timmons!
Honey? Oh, come on, this man's a friend of ours. You won't hurt him.
I'm sorry, I sure didn't mean to frighten her.
It's not your fault, Slade. She's frightened of all men, strangers especially.
I'll take her inside. Come on, honey, you come along with me.
Well, I managed it, Slade. I finally did. He was at the house this morning before breakfast, and he asked me to marry him.
That's just fine, Sally, fine.
Tonight's the last one I'll have to spend in a place like the Square Chance.
Tell me, Sally, do you know where your husband came from?
Well, he'd been kind of a drifter for years, you know, going from town to town, doing mechanical jobs, whatever he could find.
Did you know that he used to work here at the logging camp?
No.
5 years ago.
How do you know that?
Well, he left his signature in a couple of places. Seems he devised a mechanical saw. The lumberjacks were real grateful to him. They remember him.
Never said anything to me about it. You said a couple of places. Slade, what are you doing here?
Come on, Sally. Better hurry if we're going to see a preacher before that throwing contest starts.
Why don't you ask him, Sally?
Ask him. Oh, no, Slade, no.
Hey, what's the matter? You look like you're going to a funeral instead of a wedding.
What happened, Timmons? Didn't you know that Claymore was married when you threw that axe at him?
What?
And after you killed him, you started feeling sorry for Sally, didn't you? You didn't want her to suffer for what Claymore did.
What are you talking about?
Your sister, and 5 years ago. And what Claymore did to your sister that made her what she is.
Tell him it isn't true. Tell him it's wrong.
No. No, Sally, he's right.
But it can't be. Oh, it can't be.
You were supposed to be after Jones. How'd you figure it was me?
Luck, mostly. And then I checked into who used to own the buildings at the Square Chances Inn. And the one next to it.
Then you found the passage. Well, I'm sorry. I could end this by throwing it.
You do, you won't get a second chance.
I won't need it. Get his gun.
You better stay with Timmons' sister. She's gonna need you. I'm gonna see the sheriff. I made a full report to the sheriff, telling him everything I knew about Claymore's killing. He'd then raided the Square Chance, but hadn't found any of the fixes Jones had used to cheat the public. I wasn't too worried, because a man like Jones always gets his, sooner or later.
enjoyed this episode of Shotgun Slade. And remember, it's brought to you free on the internet by Wild West Toys. And if you're looking for American-made Western toy cap guns, there's only one place to get them, and that's at Wild West Toys. And you can shop with Wild West Toys online at www.toyguntown.com. I'm Bob Terry, and I hope to see you again on Down the Trail. Howdy, I'm Bob Terry, and welcome to another episode of the Shotgun Slade television show, brought to you free by Wild West Toys. You can shop with Wild West Toys online at www.toyguntown.com. We appreciate you coming by here. We hope you'll come by and shop with us, but before you do that, get ready for another episode of Shotgun Slade, because here it comes.
I was on my way back to Denver. I only planned to stay overnight in the town of Spring Oak. But I'd been there 3 days now. Not that I had any business in the sleepy village, just pleasure, in the form of Miss Peggy Callahan. But it was time to move on. Peggy and I had said our goodbyes the night before. But I figured one last goodbye in the morning wouldn't hurt. Hello, beautiful.
Slade, you decided to stay over.
No, but I just had to have another look at you.
And another goodbye?
Hey, you know, your boss might not like this.
Never mind my boss. The point is, do you like it?
Now, what do you think?
And why are you leaving?
Put your hands up! Don't turn around, mister. Keep an eye on outside.
Peg. Storm.
Move, lady!
What's going on here?
Hold it, mister. Keep your hands up. Thanks a lot, lady. You saved us a lot of trouble. Now, start getting that money together. Over it. Hey, stop! Round up every rider in town. We're going after him.
I'm sorry, but you might have been killed. I couldn't see that happen.
Forget about it, Peg.
Mr. Slade?
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is Mr. Batson.
How you do?
Pleased to meet you. Well, I'm sorry I wasn't too much help here this afternoon.
Well, I know what happened, and I think Peggy did the right thing. There's no need for you to gamble with your life.
Did they get away?
One of them's dead, and the other one got away. Unfortunately, he's the one who had the money.
Well, where's the sheriff?
Took after him with a posse. Let's hope that he catches up with him.
Yeah, let's hope so. Well, I'll see you later, slugger.
Peggy, help us check through this vault, will you?
Yes, sir.
And when we got to Rocky Flats, we lost the trail. He could have gone any of 100 ways. Just how much money to get away with, Bob?
$75,000.
Well, I've alerted every marshal and sheriff in the area. Too bad that one had to die. He might have given us a lead. But the one that got away, did either of you get a look at his face?
No, I couldn't even tell you how he was dressed.
Well, Peggy got the best look, and like she said, he wore a mask.
Nothing I can add. He could have been any age from 18 to 45.
Well, that narrows it down to nothing.
Well, you do your best, Sheriff.
Slade, I've never had much truck with detectives, but from when I heard about you, I'm a little surprised that you'd let a woman lay you out cold.
Yeah, well, so am I, Sheriff.
I'm a little drive from the trail. You want to join me in a drink?
I'll be delighted.
Figuring on leaving town today?
I was just waiting for an excuse to stay over. Now I got a good one.
Oh, Peggy?
Peggy.
I can't say that I'm hopeful of turning up anything. It ain't likely he'd stick around these parts.
No, maybe not. But nobody ever held up a bank that smoothly without knowing something about it ahead of time. And their timing was almost perfect. I was their only surprise. And Peggy sure took good care of that.
You mean you think that Peggy?
No, I'm not saying that, Sheriff. I just meant that might be still around town.
Oh, it's my hunch he's many a mile from here by now. Man in a hurry with lots of money can cover a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Well, Slade, I gotta go. Me and a few of the boys will be trying to pick up that trail again tomorrow. You're welcome to ride with us.
Thanks, Sheriff, I will.
All right, on your way. This ain't no hotel.
Hey, do you always handle your customers that rough?
I'll run this place. Boy, he's drinking, he'll be found dead on the floor. Let's go.
Hey, you take it a little easy, mister?
Thanks. I'll be moving along.
Go on before you drink yourself to death. Go on, get out of here.
Sure, I'm going. Mister, I got something you ought to hear about what you and the sheriff were talking.
I told you to get out of here. Now get out.
Wait a minute. Come here, buddy. I'll be glad to talk to you. Here, sit down.
Hey, would it be all right if I had a double whiskey?
Don't you think you've had enough, pal?
Oh, mister, I need a drink bad.
All right, give him a drink. Now, you said there was something you wanted to tell me?
Yeah. I wasn't really asleep over there. I could hear everything you and the sheriff said.
So?
I think I may know something about the man you're looking for.
Hey, who are you?
That'll be 4 bits.
Here.
To answer your question, my name is Gates. Eli Gates. And I just got into town a couple hours ago. Mighty dry.
I can see that. Hey, bartender, let's have a bottle, please.
Well, thanks. I don't feel too well.
I can understand why, too.
Sure, I don't make any secret of it.
That'll be a...
Here, this'll cover it. Now, Mr. Gates, you said that you knew something?
Yeah, about the bank robbery. I was in Crescent City all last week. That's where I just come from.
Go ahead.
And I was sitting in a bar next to a table with 3 other men. Just like I was sitting next to you and the sheriff here. Only I had a little money then, and I was drinking. And I heard them talking about the Spring Oak Bank.
You say there were 3 men?
Yeah, that's right. They said it would be easy. I didn't know what they meant at the time. They could have been talking about a loan. But I saw the man that was shot this morning, and he was one of them.
Are you sure there were 3 of them?
Uh-huh, that's right.
Well, did you get a good look at them? I mean, could you give me a good description of them?
No, sir, I'm sorry. I'm not much good at describing anything in words. Anything I could say would fit 50 men.
Was there anything about them that could help you describe them, identify them?
Oh, I can identify them all right.
Yeah, well, how? If you can't describe them.
Pictures, that's how.
Pictures? You mean you got a picture of them in there?
No. But you were nice to me, so I'll be nice to you. You never heard of me, did you?
No.
Well, back in New York 15 years ago, I was the most up-and-coming young artist around. Great talent, great future, everybody said.
Oh, I see. Now, just supposing you just go ahead and draw me a picture of those other two men, Mr. Gates, huh?
Oh, sure, I'll do it for you. Great talent, great future, that's what they said. Then I fell in love.
Uh-huh, I see.
Then I fell in love, but not with a woman. With a bottle. This.
Well, that's happened to a lot of good men before you, but, it's never too late to quit, Mr. Gates. Now, get on with the picture, huh?
Yeah, sure. I wandered on out west when things got a little rough around New York, and now I go from town to town, doing mostly baby pictures.
Well, I'm sure it meant a lot to the folk you've done them for. That's something anyway.
You ever see a baby picture in a museum?
Sure, many times.
Wearing Daddy's cowboy hat? That's what comes from falling in love with a bottle. There. That's one of them.
Well, that's just fine, Mr. Gates. Just fine. I could spot this man anyway with this. Now, look, how about that other one, huh?
Sure. You know what else I do? I paint signs. Fat cattle auction, Saturday, 10 o'clock. Or maybe sometimes on a window. Fresh calico shipment just arrived. Great future. Great talent.
Well, you sure can draw. There's no doubt about that. Never saw anything better.
Thanks. You know you'd have made a great critic.
Yeah, sure. Well, Mr. Gates, how about that other picture, huh? Come on.
Sure. For a critic like you, anything. I don't feel good.
Oh. Mr. Gates. Hey, come on, Mr. Gates.
Hello, Slade. You having a little trouble?
Yes, I am. Got a very valuable friend here, but he seems to have left me for a while.
What's this?
Oh. That, Mr. Batson, is a drawing of one of the men who held up your bank.
What?
Seems that my sick friend here was over in Crescent City. He overheard three men talking about that bank job before it happened. And he's positive that the dead outlaw was one of them.
Well, that's wonderful. But he said there were three men?
Well, he's pretty drunk. He could be wrong. But I don't think so.
Well, maybe the third man helped in the getaway. It went pretty smoothly. What are you going to do with him?
I think the best bet is to have the sheriff lock him up for safekeeping. Hope for that other drawing when he sobers up. Here, grab my gun, will you? Here's his hat.
All right.
Here we go, Mr. Gates. Oh, bartender.
Yeah.
Bring his drawing stuff over to the jailhouse, will you?
Yeah.
When do you think he'll wake up, Doc?
Hard to say. That's a real sick man in there. Got a lot of things wrong, beginning with his liver. I bet there's nothing in his veins but straight whiskey.
Well, can't you give us any idea when he'll come to?
Could be 2 hours, could be 15 hours. But he's going to feel mighty rough. Delirium tremens. If I was you, Sheriff, I'd have somebody standing by with a bottle. He wake up with them tremens, he could have a convulsion if he don't get a drink.
All right, I'll watch him myself. I don't mind playing nursemaid to a drunk if it'll help solve the bank robbery.
When he does come to, Sheriff, get him to draw that other picture. Mind if I do a little legwork for you?
Crescent City?
That's right. I might get somebody to identify this picture if I show it around.
That's a good idea. Go ahead, Slade.
Let me know how things work out, Sheriff.
I'll let you know.
You're a man who gets things done, Mr. Slade.
I try, Mr. Batson.
Good luck in Crescent City. Who is it? Batson.
I didn't expect to see you for another week.
We're in trouble. 1,000,000 to 1 chance, and this had to happen. First Sam gets killed, and now this.
Well, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
Some drunken artist saw us together here in town last week. He heard us planning the whole thing. Now he's got us tied into the holdup.
Well, how?
He drew a picture of you for Shotgun Slade.
Slade? Well, how does he figure in on this?
He's the one that the girl knocked out in the bank this morning.
Oh. So that was the famous Shotgun Slade, huh?
Yeah, he's on his way here now. He'll be showing that picture around. It won't take him too long to pin you down.
Not if I get out of town, he won't.
No, that's no way to handle it. He's not going to stop with Crescent City. He'll keep on following you. Sooner or later, he's going to pin you down. You've got to kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, what I heard about that Slade, that might not be so easy.
Well, they'll be riding into town a short while right down the street there. It'd make it easy rifle shot.
Yeah. How come that artist didn't draw your picture, too?
Well, that's the one break we've had, or I wouldn't even be here to warn you. He's a drunk. He passed out cold after drawing your picture. They've got him under guard in the jail.
What happens when he comes to?
Don't worry. You take care of Slade. I'll figure out a way to keep our drunken friend quiet for good. Just make sure you get him with the first shot. You might not have a second.
It was in this saloon that Eli Gates had overheard those 3 men. I was betting that someone else would remember the man in the picture. I was in luck. The bartender had no trouble at all recognizing him from the drawing. His name was Hack Lawrence. He'd been around town for some time. The bartender told me where I could find him. Who's your partner?
You figure it out, Slade.
It'll go a lot easier for you if you talk.
I'm through talking. So is that artist friend of yours? Forever.
Hey, Doc Miller, come here, quick. I need you in here. I have to talk to Gates right now.
We'll try.
Slade? Doc?
How's Gates? He all right?
Not a peep out of him.
No trouble, huh?
No, I've been watching him like a mother hen. How about you? Did you find out anything in Crescent City?
Yeah. His name was Hack Lawrence.
Was?
That's right, he's dead. And there's no question about there being a third man in the deal. Lawrence knew who I was, and he was waiting to greet me with a rifle bullet.
Did you get the money?
No, number 3 must have it. Anybody show up here?
Just Batson. Wanted to know if I'd heard from you. Well, what do we do now?
Well, I gotta see that other sketch. Look, Doc, can't you give him some smelling salts or something? I've got to get him on his feet.
I'll try.
What's that?
Storeroom, and the back door is bolted.
Uh-huh. Well, Doc?
He's still pretty wobbly.
Can't you bring him around just for a few minutes?
I don't know how much good he'd be if I could. I'm afraid the only medicine is going to have to be time. Better give him a few more hours.
Unfortunately, Doc, we don't have a few more hours. Now, if you'll excuse me, please, I'd like to talk to Sheriff Aldo alone for a minute.
Sorry, I couldn't help.
Thanks anyway, Doc. Look, Sheriff, Gates is a threat to number 3. And I've got a hunch he's right here in Spring Oak. And they'll try to stop Gates from ever coming to again.
Well, he'd have a tough time with us here.
That's just it, Sheriff. Supposing nobody was here.
You mean leave this place unguarded, let him try something, and then catch him in the act?
No. No, he's too smart for that. Catch on. And he's just smart enough to try to figure some dodge to get us away from here at the right time. I've got a hunch it's going to happen real quick. Gates is liable to come to any minute. He can't afford to waste time.
Yeah, you're right.
You'd burn the whole town down just to save your own neck.
I don't know what you mean.
All that. Just to fire a couple of bullets into some pillows and a blanket. That's right. We moved Gates.
You're under arrest, Batson.
What for? You've got nothing to hold me for. Those shots harmed no one, and that's all you got.
Drop that gun.
Hey, Mr. Slade, I need a drink. Sheriff, where's the bottle? Hey, that's the other one. Hey, drew you a pretty good picture, didn't I? Took you no time at all to bring him in.
That's right, Gates.
Sheriff, how much is the reward money? I feel like I just crossed the Mojave Desert.
We'll get you some, Gates. Well, maybe the doc will have a little more luck with this one. At least you can treat a bullet wound. Let's go pay him a visit.
How about that drink, Sheriff? Just to celebrate?
We'll celebrate.
It's a victory.
We'll celebrate.
And you really got all the money back for the bank?
That's right.
Well, Mr. Batson, what's going to happen to him?
Oh, nothing for about 20 years. Shall we?
Why not?
Oh, Mr. Slade, there you are, partner. I've been putting that money you loaned me to good use.
Well, that's just fine, Mr. Gates. We'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, no, sirree, Bob. A friend of mine goes out of here without a drink on me. Bartender, set 'em up and keep 'em coming.
Look, Gates, we got a little fun.
Yes, sirree, Bob. We might liable to be here all night.
Make mine a double.
Hope you enjoyed this episode of Shotgun Slade, brought to you free by Wild West Toys. Hope you'll come by and see us at toyguntown.com, and we hope to see you again on down the trail. And if you like our Western TV shows that we're bringing to the internet, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Bob Terry. Y'all have a great day.